Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. We can make new scales by twisting existing ones. Let's take a look. Well, it's common practice that we make scales out of 7 notes. Well, let's just take a look and I'll show you what I mean. So a conventional 7-tone major diatonic scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, is structured whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, and it's tidy on the piano. It's all white keys. And, on the guitar, you've got to skip frets, and sometimes fingering can be difficult on wind instruments. And if you're just typing things in, well, it's not that big a deal. You can even drag stuff into your timeline. I don't care where you get your scales, but here's the thing to notice. There's only one of every alphabet, and the musical alphabet is really short. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. That's the way we do it in America and England. There's actually an H in German, which let's just put aside for now. So what that means is every scale that I play, let's make a scale starting on A, has to have one of every letter. A, B, some kind of C, which is C sharp. D, E, some kind of F, which is F sharp. Some kind of G, which is G sharp. And then we're home again. Now it's ugly, but listen to it. I mean, it's ugly looking, but listen to it. It's the same structure. Well, the structure of a scale in whole and half steps is really kind of the most important thing, but we've got to be able to name it as well. Well, we can get, and that's a pretty conventional sounding scale and kind of not that exciting. Every scale yields triads. Here's a first inversion C triad, and I just went right up the scale. Listen. So each of these chords will be just the next chord along the scale. Each chord has quality, and our ear tends to experience it as being a sequence that's very familiar. But here's the trick, and we're well into this video, and if you're still watching, good for you. What if I decide to do something radical to my set of notes? Well, my decision was simple. I grabbed every D and made it D sharp. I grabbed every A and made it A flat. Now I've got a set of notes that has one of every letter, but has some changes. It's interesting to me because it still sounds sensible. That is to say, it feels like it is part of a world that makes sense, but it also is unique. Well, of course, those of you thinking about this as I talk are saying, well, Chris, that's just kind of like modes. Well, in that case, there's no mode that's that scale. That's a very strange scale. Here, I'll play the scale so you can see it. You can see it's got a couple of half steps right next to each other and then 2 places where there are leaps of a minor third. It's kind of interesting. It has a kind of a symmetry to it. It's sort of beautiful. Well, what if, as a composer, I'm always saying this, what if I play a simple little piece of music and apply this technique to it? I'm curious. Let's see what we get. I'm just going to improvise this. Well, that's sort of pretty, and it kind of reminded me of the 70s in a way. There it is, right there. Let's take every A and make it A flat. And let's take every D and make it D flat. I don't know what I'm going to get here. I really have no idea. Okay, I've done my permutations. You heard it before. Let's hear it again. Ooh, the flat 9 is spicy, right? I do like that sound. So it's great. We can actually creating kind of new chords, creating new sounds. The scale that I just created was this. Sounds great. Any number of things are possible. I could decide to raise the F to F sharp and the B to B flat, and I would get the fourth mode of the ascending melodic minor of G. You know, those kinds of things happen. Knowing your scales, every one of them is kind of one of these goals that we try to attain, you know, as a musician, and just kind of naming them and knowing the sounds, being able to sing them. It's fundamental, honestly, in a way. But experimentation is also important. And you don't have to know exactly what you're doing, just to grab a monkey wrench and tinker with things. So the question, what if all the sixths of this scale, of this piece, were raised? What would happen? What if they were lowered? What would happen? Here's a chord progression I like. What if I take every D and raise it? Experiment. You're going to get interesting results. It's going to, at the very least, inspire you to maybe new ideas. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe. Tomorrow I'm doing Phil Glass's birthday video. I hope you can tune in. See you guys next time.